Afternoon, everyone. Breaking news, Elon Musk and I agree with each other. The GOP tax scam is a disgusting abomination. Every single Republican who voted for the one big, ugly bill should be ashamed of themselves. They aren't helping their constituents. They are hurting their constituents. That's an objectively verifiable fact. The GOP tax scam is a disgusting abomination.
Think about that for a second. 14 million people without access to a doctor, a prescription, or even a hospital bed when they need it most. What happens to them? What happens when hospitals in small towns can no longer afford to stay open because their patient base suddenly disappears? We're talking about the very backbone of rural America, those community hospitals that serve generations of families facing closure. And if that happens, where do people go for help? How far will they have to travel just to see a doctor? Now, let's take it a step further. Nursing homes already struggling to stay afloat could shut their doors entirely. Imagine elderly residents, your parents, your grandparents, suddenly being told they have nowhere to go. The thought alone is heartbreaking. Critics warn that if this bill passes, lives will literally be at stake. That's not political rhetoric, it's a human reality. Every policy choice has consequences, and in this case, the consequences could be measured in hospital closures, medical bankruptcies, and human suffering.
It rips healthcare away from up to 14 million people, everyday Americans across the country. Hospitals will close. Nursing homes will shut down. And yes, people will die if the GOP tax scam ever became law. It's a disgusting abomination. The one big ugly bill would enact the largest cut to nutritional assistance in American history. That's also disgusting. Republicans literally want to rip food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors.
It's being sold as a tax cut, but ask yourself this, who's really getting the cut? Because if you're not sitting in a corporate boardroom or owning multiple homes across the coast, chances are you're not the one cashing in. The everyday American, the teacher, the truck driver, the nurse is left holding the bag. Meanwhile, those at the top get to pocket their bonuses and call it economic growth. And let's not forget, this isn't just about numbers on a page. Every dollar the government gives away in tax breaks to billionaires is a dollar that could have gone to schools, hospitals, or infrastructure. It's a dollar that could have been invested in your community. But instead, it's being funneled into the pockets of the already privileged. Does that sound fair to you? Supporters of the bill argue that trickle-down economics will eventually benefit everyone. But here's the truth. How many times have we heard that promise before? And how many times has it actually worked? The wealth doesn't trickle down, it pools at the top. Always has, always will.
This bill that Republicans narrowly passed, it limped out of the House of Representatives. And we're going to work hard to make sure it dies in the Senate. This one big ugly bill, the GOP tax scam, hurts everyday Americans and rewards their billionaire donors with a massive tax break for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. And to make matters worse, they will saddle our children and grandchildren with more than $5 trillion in additional debt in order to subsidize the lifestyles of the rich and shameless. Elon Musk and I agree with each other.
Musk's rare agreement with political opponents tells us something powerful. This issue goes beyond politics. It's about principle. It's about fairness, integrity, and the kind of society we want to build. When a billionaire who has benefited from the capitalist system calls out a policy as harmful to everyday Americans, you know the problem runs deep. And Musk isn't someone who speaks without reason. His voice carries weight, not just because of his fame, but because his empire touches everything from technology to transportation to renewable energy. Now ask yourself, what does it mean when one of the world's richest men says a bill designed to help the economy is actually destructive. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Maybe it's a sign that this isn't just another partisan battle, but a fundamental reckoning over who truly benefits from power. Musk agreeing with his critics doesn't just make headlines. It exposes a truth that even the most powerful can't ignore. Think about it. When the very people who stand to gain from corporate tax breaks begin speaking out against them, something isn't right. Could it be that even they see the moral and economic danger of prioritizing wealth over welfare? Could it be that the so-called reform is really a reshaping of America's values?
On this particular issue, the GOP tax scam is a disgusting abomination.